Hi there, this is Gary Ryan Blair with a few thoughts on the transformative power of competition and its impact on peak performance. So let's get after it. Competition is a universal language that's applied in a myriad of ways. We compete for prizes, for promotions, for parking spaces. We compete to see who's the fastest, who's the strongest, and who can even eat the most hot dogs in 10 minutes. And while the range and significance of each competition is diverse, one constant remains. That is, competition is everywhere. Still, many of us are ambivalent about competition. And we may praise the competitive nature of some and disparage the competitive nature of others and deny that we ourselves are competitive at all. But the truth is, we all compete to some extent. See, for centuries, philosophers have debated whether competition brings out our best or our worst. And the answer, of course, is both. However, in the spirit of looking at the glass as being half full rather than half empty, let's focus on the positive benefits of competition. See, if the purpose of competition is indeed to bring out your personal best and to unleash your greatness, then who or what offers us the best competitive criteria for stepping up our game and for improving our performance? Now, I'm going to take a stab at answering that question in a way that I hope will change the way that you look at competition forever. See, in business and in life, we often hear people ask, who is the perfect or ideal customer for you? Or even, what are the attributes of the perfect or ideal spouse or mate? Now, this is an important intellectual exercise as the answers help you to examine existing client or personal relationships and to expose what I like to call the perfection gap. And once the perfection gap is brought out into the sunlight, you're now in a position to think clearly about what stays, what goes, and what needs your time and attention. Let's now piggyback this idea and focus this conversation on you, on your goals, on your reputation, and on your results. See, if the goal is peak performance, if it's maximum achievement, self-mastery, and even to become the greatest of all time, one strategy is all you need to get the job done. And that is called the perfect competitor strategy. The perfect competitor strategy is based on the theory that world-class performances will only be achieved by rising to the mental demands and the physical rigors that are brought about by world-class competition. In other words, to be the best, you must compete against and beat the best. So who or what is your perfect competitor? What are the attributes of the perfect competitor? The ones that drive you to dig deep and to run faster. Well, here's your game plan for success. See, the perfect competitor operates with the highest of professional standards. They do the right things, they do them the right way, and they never succumb to lying, cheating, or unsportsmanlike conduct. As a result, they turn trust, they've turned loyalty and integrity into a massive competitive advantage. And if you have any intention of competing against them, then your standards must be high and your behavior must be impeccable. The perfect competitor also has a demonstrated track record of superior results, which in turn provides them with superior levels of credibility. And those elevated levels of credibility work to intimidate weaker competition, who wind up choking, flinching, and second-guessing themselves, which in turn leads to unforced errors in execution. The perfect competitor is also a well-prepared, highly competent, and supremely confident professional who always plays to win. So here's a question to consider. When will your finest hour come, and how will it arrive? Do you really think it's going to materialize without a competitive challenge? Without your perseverance being tested? Without you being pushed to your limits, tormented, put through your own personal hell? In short, for you to unleash your greatness, you must seek out and you must rise to the competitive challenges that are thrust upon you, or even better, the ones that you thrust upon yourself. And while beating inferior competition may give you a temporary feeling of superiority, it's a losing strategy as you handicap yourself and your growth and you relegate yourself to a life of mediocrity. Once again, to be the best, you must compete against and beat the best. See, there's no purer form of success. There's no more exact and demanding test of what you're capable of than to compete at the highest level and to emerge victorious. The perfect competitor takes pride in what they do. They'll not go down easily, so expect to fight and bring everything you've got and then some. In addition, the perfect competitor is also mentally tough, as over the years they've trained themselves to develop an indomitable spirit. And I'm talking about the type of spirit that's incapable of being overcome, subdued, or vanquished by lesser competition. Psychologically, the perfect competitor role is to challenge you, to test your limits, to determine how badly you want it, to push you further than you've ever gone before, and ultimately, to get you to raise your game to the highest level or perish. In addition, the perfect competitor's role is also to keep you on your toes and to keep you far outside of your comfort zone, to see how much suffering you can handle, to determine how much inconvenience you can tolerate, and how much heart, will, and character that you really have. And for the playing field of the boardroom, the exact same rule applies. If you're ever going to find your greatness, you must understand that to be the best, you must compete against and beat the best. And it's only by rising to meet the mental demands and the physical rigors that only the perfect competitor can offer that you provide yourself with undeniable proof that you have what it takes to be one of the great ones. In a very real sense, seeking out tough and demanding competitors is the greatest thing that you could do for yourself, as it's the one sure way to unleash your greatness. Now look, there's no point in pretending that deploying the perfect competitor's strategy is anything less than the savviest move that you can make. And while there are plenty of excuses, there's not one good reason for you to procrastinate, to say that the timing is not right or that it's not worth your time in doing so. In the end, any negative assumption that you may have about the perfect competitor strategy stands at odds with the most fundamental premise of success, and that is, once again, to be the best, you must compete against and beat the best. And that is why you're going to love the 100-Day Challenge, as it incorporates all the best practices of the perfect competitor strategy, and it shows you how to get more accomplished in 100 days than most people do over the course of 10 years. So check it out at 100daychallenge.com and get ready to transform your results in record time.